Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We are talking Tuesday, July 22nd. Happy Dinger Tuesday. Everybody, if the Dong Report is back in your life, I'm going to have 8 guys on Dong Watch for today. Going to give you my 3 favorites and then spray the board with 5 more for those of you that just want to lock in the favorites or you want to spray the board. However you want to play it, it's totally up to you. We just appreciate it if you could watch the video till the end. As for yesterday, to do a quick recap, we did make some money yesterday, but it did not feel great. We got Yandy Diaz and Willie Adames. Both of them came through with late home runs, so we were able to have a very, very slight, and I'm talking very slight profit of 0.08 units. So basically broke even yesterday. It was a pretty frustrating day. Drake Baldwin hit the crap out of the baseball. He had like 5 RBIs, could not get a home run. Ronald Acuna Jr. hit one off the tippy top of the wall, was not a home run, and then Harper crushed 2 doubles as well. So that's the home run life. I was just happy to have even had 2 guys come through yesterday. It doesn't help the people that only took the favorites because those went 0 of 3 or 0 of 4. 0 of 4 is what I had yesterday, but up 0.8 units isn't terrible. Still working our way back in the green on the year. Granted, we're down about a half unit, so it's not terrible. It's just been the tale of basically 4 seasons. Started off amazing, then was terrible for like 10 weeks. Then we had a really good stretch from the end of June to the beginning of July, and then we've mostly just kind of been even since the All-Star break and the couple days before that. So hopefully we can get some stuff to turn around. Again, remain confident in the plays that we have for today. The weather, in terms of for a home run perspective, is not incredible, not nearly as good as it has been. Granted, we're getting a massive heat wave coming across like tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. So I'm guessing starting on those days, you're going to see a lot more games in the green. Despite Steinbrenner Field being the best weather game of the day, I actually don't have a pick. And that one, I really could not find somebody that I liked, and it felt like I was forcing it just because the weather was good. But I do have a play in these 3, the other 3 green games. I have a play in this one. And yeah, pretty confident in what we have for today. So let's just get right to it. And I'm going right back to Bryce Harper. I get that people, when you go with somebody game after game and they don't come through, this is now the 3rd straight day we're going with Bryce. It is very frustrating, but he's just been hitting the crap out of the baseball. So I'm just going to keep going with him. He's incredibly locked in at the plate. You look at him yesterday, he had 3 hard hits. He had 2 doubles. Really good day at the plate yesterday for Bryce. He had the hardest hit of the game, double. That was 106.8 miles per hour off the bat, traveled 354 feet. Just if you got that a little bit more up, that would have been a home run. Then he had 104.5 miles per hour off the bat, and then he had 100.8. So that's 3 hits above 100 miles an hour for Bryce. And when you look at what he's done, so I'm looking at this since July 9th. He's played 8 games in this stretch. 2 games, he only had 1 hard hit. But look at these other games. 4 hard hits, 3 barrels. 2 hard hits with a barrel. 2 with a barrel. 3 hard hits, 2 barrels. 2 hard hits, 1 barrel. And then yesterday, 3 hard hits and the barrel. So that's 9 barrels in his last 8 games. That's fantastic. 15 hard hits in this stretch is good. It's not fantastic, but it's good. And it's much needed for somebody like Bryce, who has really had a hit or miss year, but is really coming on recently. You look at the pitching matchup. My guy, Dick Fitz, is pitching for the Red Sox. And he hasn't been terrible recently. And I'll admit, if you look at his numbers against lefties, you're going to say, why are you taking somebody to hit a home run against him? He hasn't allowed a home run to a lefty yet in 44 at-bats. The barrel rate is low, but the hard hit rate is high. The line drive rate is high, granted with the low fly ball rate. And that Sierra is very high, 479 Sierra. Sierra basically just measures the quality of the batted balls allowed, while also taking into account strikeout rate and walk rate. Now, the 20% strikeout rate is not terrible, but I don't think that necessarily he's the type of guy that isn't going to give up a home run to a lefty when you look at these numbers. And he throws the four-seam fastball 50% of the time to left-handed hitters. Bryce has been smoking four-seam fastballs. You look at him over the last month, 33% barrel rate, 66% hard hit rate, 83% fly ball rate. Yeah, he has been striking out a lot. It's because he's been swinging for the fences and more often than not making pretty hard contact. That's the four-seam fastball. Then the slider. He also has good numbers against. Granted, it's a small sample size. We go back to the last 2 months for the slider. But the numbers for the slider are pretty good. 25% barrel rate, 50% hard hit rate, 50% fly ball rate. Again, small sample size because he missed some time. But you look at the entire season for Bryce and the slider, it's not bad. That's 75% of the pitches that he's going to see from Mr. Dick Fitz. So I think Bryce remains a great play for tonight. This is one of the green weather games for a home run. The wind is blowing right to left, so it's going to have a negligible impact on the travel of the ball, but it's mildly hot not mildly hot. It's in the high 70s, so the temperature really isn't going to impact anything. But the weather isn't going to do anything negative. And with the way Bryce has been hitting, I should have been on him last week and I wasn't. So hopefully I can kind of right those wrongs, get him today. And I should have given you the price. It's a decent price on Harper as well at 430. Yesterday he was, I think, 360. Now we're getting him at plus 430. That's play number one. Next up, we're going to go with Christian Walker to hit a home run. A pretty decent price on him as well at plus 475 at Bet365. That's the best offered price there. I'd also take 450 at DraftKings as well. Now, Christian Walker hasn't had a great year with the Astros by any means, but he's been hitting well recently. And I'm talking like the last 3 games. 3 hard hits, no barrels, but then 2 hard hits and a barrel, 3 hard hits and a barrel. And you look at yesterday specifically, I already told you he had those 3 hard hits. But really crazy that he did not have a home run yesterday, because you look at the exit velocity. He hit a baseball, a double, that traveled 427 feet, would have been a home run in 28 out of 30 stadiums. I mean, it's brutal that was not a home run. Look at all these home runs hit yesterday. 423 feet, 397 feet, 378 feet. 4 home runs or 3 home runs hit, not as far as the hit that Christian Walker had, but 106 miles an hour off the bat, 106 miles an hour off the bat, and 107. That's a really, really good day at the plate. You look at the pitching matchup. Eduardo Rodriguez is on the mound for the Diamondbacks, who, I mean, was a big free agent signing is what I'm looking for. When the Cardinals signed him, or the Diamondbacks, excuse me, he's not been good this year. You look at him against righties, home run every 23 at-bats. Against lefties, he's actually been a lot worse and just not as big of a sample size. You look at his last 5 starts, last 5 weeks, it's a home run every 20 at-bats to righties, and the numbers across the board are not that good. I mean, the strikeout rate is pretty high, and the SIERA is low, but the barrel rate is high, the hard hit rate, and then the home runs, again, every 20 at-bats or so is not great. So Christian Walker, I don't really know how much this matters, but we get Christian Walker against his old team, the revenge narrative, whatever that may be. Almost came through yesterday. I think it will today. That's our second play, again, at plus 475. And then my third of the 3 favorites, before we move on, is Pete Crow Armstrong. We're taking him to hit a home run. A lot of this has to do, it's a really good price at 525 at Bet365. Ballpark Pal loves it. They have his true odds at plus 327. The weather at Wrigley is the most important of any stadium, and it's fine. It's winds blowing right to left. It is hot at Wrigley. It's in the mid 80s, so I'm not going to say hot, but it's not cool with Chicago. And the wind blowing right to left is going to help a righty bat more than a lefty, but it's not going to hurt a lefty bat. Like if Pete Crow Armstrong hits one in the air, the wind isn't going to do anything negative to it. And you look at him, he had the day off yesterday, but since he's come back from the All-Star break and the game right before then, barrel in 3 of the last 4 games, and then 2 hard hits in 3 of the last 4 games as well. That's good. The guy who's pitching is Dick Mountain, Richard Hill. He's 45 years old. Last time we saw him pitch in the MLB was last year for the Red Sox. 2.45 home run per 9. Granted, it was in 1 start, and he went 3.2 innings. The year before that, 1.41 home run per 9. So he's probably not going to go that long into the game, which means it might be a bullpen game. But Pete Crow Armstrong at plus 525 in what should be a plus pitching matchup, and when the weather is fine, I think is really good value. I mean, he hits fly balls at such a high rate. You look at him and his launch angle. He does such a good job putting the ball in the air. I mean, these are the perfect launch angles for home runs, and that's where Pete Crow Armstrong hits the ball the most, is those fly balls. So always a good home run play, especially when he's hitting the ball well, which, again, he had the day off yesterday, but had been good prior to that. So I like PCA to hit a home run. Again, plus 525 is a really good price on him as well. There we go, plus 525. And then the remaining 5 to round out the 8 picks for today. I'm going right back to Schwarber as well. Only reason why he didn't make the favorite is just because the price isn't that good. Plus 260 at Fanatics is obviously pretty low. But Schwarber is similar to Bryce in that he has been hitting very well recently. And Schwarber also not only had 3 hard hits yesterday, along with Bryce, but all 3 of those were also above 100 miles an hour exit velocity. He had a flyout that was 102.2. He had a flyout that was 104. And he had a ground out that was 105.9. I mean, the launch angle on these two are honestly not that bad. I mean, the 43 you need to get a little bit lower. But 37 at 104 isn't terrible. Just get that a little bit lower, and that's probably a home run. But gets the same benefits going up against Mr. Dick Fitz, plus 10 extreme advantage in favor of Schwarber. So, again, the price is stinky, but I went right back to him because, I mean, the way he had been hitting home run Friday, Saturday, 3 hard hits yesterday. And then I have 2 guys on the Giants. I'm going right back to Willie Adames, who did come through with a home run for us yesterday. And I'm also taking Matt Chapman. I'm taking both of them to hit a home run. Now, this guy, Davis Daniel, he is a quote-unquote prospect for the Braves. He's not a highly rated prospect. Like, they don't really have that high hopes for him. So you're going to see. So he's pitched only 4 innings this year. He's made 1 start, and then he pitched an inning back in April. So if we just look at that entire year, this entire year, actually, all 5 of those innings, he hasn't given up a home run. So you're going to say, okay, why are you taking somebody that he is, or why are you taking home runs against him? Well, the hard hit rate is high, the fly ball rate is high, and then you look at him against righties, the barrel rate is high, 9% barrel rate, 28% line drive rate, 57% fly ball rate, throws a fastball 55% of the time. Anybody that throws a fastball that much can get tattooed. And Chapman and Adames, as you probably guessed, both had good days at the plate yesterday. I mean, Adames hit the home run, but it's not only that. Adames, 4 hard hits. Chapman, 3 hard hits. And Chapman just hit a home run on Sunday. And then you look at the EV logs. Adames, the hardest hit of the game for him, 108. Then he had 106. Then he had a home run that was 101.5, and then a double, 100.5. So that's 4 hits above 100 miles an hour. You look at Matt Chapman, he had 108.9, so hit the ball really well. He had 102.5, and then his third one for Chapman was down here at 97, so that one isn't as valuable. But both of these guys, Adames yesterday, Chapman the last couple days, have been hitting the ball pretty well, and I don't really think Davis Daniels is a pitcher that I am necessarily scared of. If you just look at that 1 start, the last 5 weeks, which is really just taking into account his 1 start, barrel rate, 7% is not terrible, but the hard hit rate is high, the fly ball rate is high, and against righties, everything is worse. And again, only 10 at bats, but fastball 60% of the time. So I think the 2 guys in the Giants are definitely worth taking, Matt Chapman and Willie Adames. And then I'm rounding out today's card with 2 plays on the Rockies. Mickey Moniak to hit a home run. You can always trust an MM. I always say that. And Ryan McMahon to hit a home run. You can also always trust a guy with the last name that starts with an M. First things first, I forgot to give you the price on the Giants. Adames is $3.90 at FanDuel, and Chapman is plus $3.50 at ESPN Bet. And now for the 2 Rockies guys, McMahon is $4.50 and Moniak is $4.25. Yeah, $4.25 for those 2. Both of them have been hitting well. You look at just like the Rockies team in general. Let me refresh this page real quick. The Rockies team in general, McMahon, 9 hard hits, 3 barrels since the return of the All-Star break. Moniak, 7 hard hits, 2 barrels since the return of the All-Star break. That's really good. Nobody on the Rockies really had that great of a day at the plate yesterday. Those 2 are the only ones that had like respectable days. Moniak had the 1 hard hit, and then McMahon had 2. And then you look into those. Moniak's was 108.5 or 108.2 miles per hour off the bat. Granted, launch angle was way too low, so it was never going to be anything. But McMahon, 106.8 with the 16-degree launch angle is not terrible. And then his other one was, where is Ryan McMahon? There, yeah, and then a single 109. There we go. So 2 hits that were above 100, 106, and 109 is very good. And the pitcher is somebody that we absolutely want to fade. Eric Fetty is pitching for the Cardinals. Has not been good recently. You look at him over his last 5 starts, home run every 14 at-bats is disgusting. You look at him against lefties, every 11 at-bats is disgusting. And then just look at these numbers across the board. I mean, it is grotesque. K rate, only 10%, bad. Sierra, 5.9, disgusting. Home run per 9, almost 4, disgusting. Bailor rate, 9%, bad. Hard hit rate, 55%, disgusting. Fly ball rate, above 30%, bad. Really, really bad numbers across the board. The pitch mix is not great in favor of McMahon and Mickey Moniak, I will admit that, but everything else matches up, and I'm not really going to be scared off of a play just because of the pitch mix. So I like rocking with the 2 guys on the Rockies. And that's all we got. So 8 total guys for you to lock in. My 3 favorites are Bryce Harper, Christian Walker, and Pete Crow Armstrong. If you want to lock in all 8 of them, it's Schwarber, Harper, Christian Walker, Moniak, Ryan McMahon, Willie Adames, Matt Chapman, and Pete Crow Armstrong. As you can see, this is just sent from my Tails account, putting 0.1 units on all these guys. So relatively low in terms of unit sizing. I still just kind of want to get some data post All-Star break, get ourselves kind of in a groove. So we're risking a 0.8 units total. But that's all we got. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Bet responsibly, and have a good one.